Hello, survivors. The world is dead. Long live the new world. When the chaos reigns and the survivors sort things out in endless battles, we all need a place to calm down and take a breath. Well, you've found this place. Here in the garage, you can learn a lot about the wastes straight from the devs. And don't forget that we now also have the Crossout show here. The best designers and drivers can compete for prizes. Get in, watch, take part. Make yourselves comfy, fellas. It's go time. Survivors, a very rare event is happening in the wastes. A genuine holiday. Halloween is coming. The summer is over, and the ground is covered not only with shells, but also with fallen leaves. It's not something to be frustrated about. Merry Mechanics decided to make a holiday for everyone, completely free and clear. Ivy has slipped on a homemade cap and declared a witch hunt. There was a day before the Crossout when kids got candies for wearing scary costumes. Now it's vice versa. Get decor and dies for sharp coins. You can see how the foil-wrapped sweets look like in ads on every damn pole in the valley. But don't even try eating those. Left lying, affected by radiation, they can have an unpredictable but most definitely lethal effect upon contacting the human body. The prizes are given only for coins. Chewing gum, butterscotch, and caramel are not accepted. And the best thing is that celebration starts October 19, which means today.
Don't believe it. You're being used. It's not that simple.
What? Did you hear anything? Must be strays. Now let's continue. So, what are you supposed to do? We're talking about a new scuffle, where players fight each other on equal terms. You can choose out of pre-ready drafts with no weaponry. Let's forget about endless shooting, at least for holiday, shall we? Survivors must capture and withhold special balls, gradually getting points. At collision, the opponent can take away your festive attributes. The driver who gets the most points wins and gets the precious sharp coins. It's that simple. It should be expressly indicated that festive prizes are distributed not only in scuffles, but in all PvP modes. What's next? Change the prizes at Ivy's for a special horror container where decor elements are kept. This can be done in the witch pot, open during celebration. So, the unboxing. Sinister decor shows how a harmless duck turned into one of the symbols of Halloween, ready to arouse fear. It will perfectly complement the looks of your ride. And what's Halloween without festive pumpkins? Now you can install those right at your craft, thanks to Pumpkin Light. During the event, you can get the unique dies, Easy Prey, Jack Lighter, and Harvest, as well as install original honks, Scarecrow, and Boogeyman. And there's much more than that. Find out in the news at our website or right in the game. Also, this year, you'll learn a creepy story of Hyde, getting a unique portrait of a character. This guy has always kept to himself, but soon after the Crossout, he started having memory blackouts. Coming back to consciousness, Hyde noticed new injuries on his hands. As if distractedly, he tried excavating the ground with his bare hands. Understanding that the human in him is gradually leaving, the hero decided to dedicate his life to finding the medication. That is why he's in the valley.
They're looking for you. A special coin. They don't want to realize it's a cover-up. Disruption.
Something's wrong again. Someone's in for an ear bashing. Sorry for that. We hope that you're already anticipating the holiday. We've tried to make everything work out great so that everyone gets the gifts. Looking forward to your impressions in the comments. A week later, we're back at the proving ground to see the new community-approved user crafts in combat. In this episode, one contact range craft and a scientist's parts tank. Don't forget to share your works at the exhibition. The most unusual and popular of them will be surely featured in our videos. For MDF Lance. It's been a long time since we analyzed contact crafts, preferring more long-range builds. Well, now is the worthy reason to change this. A quantum-based build has over 8,000 points of power and around 2,000 points of structure. Notice the vibrant dye? A mixture of red moon and white sun are often used on the Dawn Children crafts. These can be now considered almost signature colors. In the 5th episode of The Garage, we've seen Lancelot Heavy Ride, which has since become an example of a craft on flying spears. It's still among the most valued crafts of the exhibition for all the time of its existence. This current craft can be considered its reinterpretation. 8 twin wheels guarantee necessary mobility. Increased thanks to a gas generator, energy supply is spent on 8 points of explosives, an improved engine, a chameleon module, a harvester on the front, and a radar detection gun. Lance should stealthily sneak in on an enemy in an invisibility mode. Don't forget, the explosives accumulate the charge in direct correlation with cover distance. Before the first fight, go for a good drive. The radar indicates where the enemy is. A just above average craft is a good victim. A couple of explosions is enough to deal some serious damage, and you'll have another charge for the next enemy. When you run out of spears, maul a restrained enemy with blades. Is this craft better than Lancelot? Tough to say. It's just different. There are fewer spears here, 8 against 10. But Harvester makes the rider relevance even after spending default armory. Don't forget that in the same situation, Lancelot could only nudge or turn over the enemies. The controls are also arguably better thanks to the number of wheels. Its low body makes it possible to hide Lance in the bushes, while Chameleon is recharging. To Quazar. Probably one of the most impressive crafts built with scientists' weaponry. Based on the Jawbreaker, the craft weighs 14.5 tons and has 13 points of energy. 2 powerful Quasar guns can deliver precision fire thanks to an installed scope. There's no other long-distance weaponry, but there is a trick. An oblique hood with 2 installed hatchets and a loco blade enforced with massive bulks allows for picking small crafts up, turning them over, and pressing them against the walls. 10 wheels guarantee necessary mobility for such maneuvers. It's not easy to perform, but the feelings are unspeakable. It's like being a mechanical post-apocalyptic wrestler. By the way, the builds on 2 Quasar guns are in daily use. There are plenty at the exhibition. Look through them. It just might be that you'll notice some different form factors. As for this one, it gets a solid B. A ride to remember. A new week brings new questions from our viewers. Will we ever be able to choose maps? We're planning to add a custom fight feature in the game, which lets the players create their own battles, including choosing maps.
Will we be able to switch the raids? For example, Tough Convoy for any other, like with daily missions?
It's an interesting idea. We'll discuss it. As for now, we don't plan anything like that.
Is there gonna be a flooded map? Also any story before the crossout?
It's tough for players to fight on a map fully covered with water. However, we want to introduce maps with different weather conditions. We're also working on a tippet, and with time, you'll learn more about Crossout. both before and after the disaster. You could hear some part of the story right in this episode.
Will you add new wheels and caterpillars or skins for those?
Quite recently, we introduced Luna 4 wheels and hovers. More to come in the future.
Will there be motorcycles?
We don't plan to introduce motorcycles. However, having experimented with the balance, you already can craft a two-wheeled ride. Some of these can be seen at the exhibition. Well, that's it for today, survivors. Looking forward to seeing you in a week to spill some more facts about the Waste's battles. Don't waste your time. Gain experience and toughen up in fights. Also, subscribe. And do me a favor, will ya? Tell your friends about this show. Leave comments below. It's important for us to know your opinions. Be seeing ya.